TDSB Welcoming Communities program is releasing a series of podcasts that highlight the experiences of our newcomer families as they celebrate the cultural festivals and holidays during COVID-19. This year, traditions around celebrations and family gatherings will be altered due to social distancing regulations, lockdowns, and stay-at-home orders. Is a school community that celebrates the rich tapestry represented by the diversities of the families we serve. This podcast serves as an opportunity for members of our TDSB community to reflect on the Lunar New Year, to share the unprecedented challenges this year offered, and to exchange ideas of hope and inspiration. The Lunar New Year is also known as a spring festival and begins with the first moon of the lunar calendar and ends on the first full moon of the lunar calendar 15 days later. This year, the Lunar New Year falls on February 12th until February 26th. The Lunar New Year is not only observed in China, but celebrated across several countries around the world. In Tibet, the Lunar New Year is known as Losar. For our episode today, we look to welcome parents of TDSB students, Nana, Sering, and Huashan.
So thank you everyone for being here. Today we have Nana, Sering, and Huashan. And I thought we would begin by going around, and if you could each take a turn just to introduce yourself and tell me a bit about yourself and your family, that would be great. Nana, would you like to begin?
Oh, yeah. I'm from China, and I've been here for about 7 years, and I have 2 children. One is daughter who is 8 years old, and the other is my son. He's 4 years old, and we don't have other relatives here. Only me, my husband, and 2 kids are here, in Canada.
That's great. Thank you, Nana. And Huashan, would you like to go next?
I'm from China. My family is my and husband and my son. My son is 6 years old.
That's great. Thank you. And Sering?
Phone goes. Hi. I am Sering Yangru. I am Tibetan, but born in India. And I came to Canada in 2007. So it's almost 13 years. And I have 2 kids and a wife. And I have a son who is 9 years old, who is autistic, high functioning. My daughter is 7 years old. And they both go to the same school.
That's great. Thank you, everyone, for your introduction. So we're here today to talk about the Lunar New Year and Losar, and talk about how our celebrations are and have they been impacted by COVID. So maybe just to begin, if we could take turns to sharing how you used to celebrate the Lunar New Year before you came to Canada. So what your celebrations looked like back home before. Sering, would you like to begin?
Sure. It's in Tibetan Losar. I think it's very. Usually falls on the same date, but it's very strange. We follow lunar calendar, but some years there's a bit of a difference in date. But usually it's on the same date, like Chinese or Vietnamese or any other countries following the same calendar. And we celebrated, technically, like it's celebrated for 15 days. I guess back in the days, my grandparents tells us that, they celebrate for 15 days. And the first 3 days are the most crucial one, the day first, second, and third. So the first day is usually with families, going to all your relatives' home, and then offering religious. How do I say that? Religious this thing. There's certain things that we do. Like it's very connected to our religion, and
offerings, you mean, or
exactly. So like wishing good wishes and all those things. And second day is pretty much spent within the family. Third day, we all go to different monasteries and. There's this called Sangsu. It's in Tibetan language. I don't know what it's called in English, but in Tibetan it's called Sangsu. So that's a big ceremony. Like it's celebrated on the third day, and we all the community members gather at a place, and then we do religious rites, and and offer different kind of essence. And like I'm a Buddhist, but I'm not very religious, but still I follow all the traditions which my parents has been doing. And yeah, and so in back home it's like that, in India especially. So 15 days, like we usually celebrate for 15 days. Even the schools, like they have 3 days holidays mandatory in Tibetan schools. Yeah.
Great. And do you find that since you came to Canada, that period of time of celebration is less here? Or is it the same?
Kind of, I would say, because back home it's different culture. Like it's more relaxed back home, and then here, like it's all busy and stuff like that. So I totally understand why it is like that. So here, like we usually celebrate for 3 days. Same thing, like first day we have a community center like in on Islington, Tibetan Community Center, and we all gather there, like greet each other, and then do all the offerings and all those things. Besides that, like every, for example, I have a lot of relatives in Toronto, so I make sure that I go to everyone's house in the morning, like to greet them, and then like offer some religious offerings. And yes, and we have a gathering on the first day and on the third day. Like I mentioned before, like on the third day we have the ceremony, like like monks come joins us as well. And there are a few Buddhist monasteries in Toronto, so we make sure that we visit those monasteries as well, especially on Losar Day. Yeah, we call it Losar, by the way.
Yeah. Losar, yeah. So Nana, how did you celebrate the Lunar New Year before you came to Canada, back in China?
Yeah, back then in China, several days before Lunar New Year, we'll have a deep cleaning of all over the house, and of the house, and then we need to do the New Year shopping. Yeah, we go to supermarket to buy meat, fish, and seafood, and other snacks like roast peanuts, sunflower seeds, candies, and fruits. Yeah, those are essentials for us. Yeah, and then we also need to prepare some special food. New Year special food, like because I'm from northern China, so usually we prepare steamed buns and deep fried meat and seafoods, and also the Chinese New Year cake. Yeah. And
delicious.
yeah, and then we do it separately on different days. And then we decorate the house with the red couplets and the red paper squares with the Chinese character Fu. Fu means happiness. Yeah, and then what? What else? Yeah, and then and about 2 days before the New Year's Day, we need to commemorate our ancestors by going to the cemetery, and we bring some food to put the food in front of the tombs. Yeah, and also we set off firecrackers over the tombs. Yeah, to commemorate our ancestors. And then it comes New Year's Eve. On New Year's let's see. Usually we have a big dinner together with our family members. On New Year's Eve, usually because I'm from northern China, we usually served with dumplings. The dinner served with dumplings, but I know from southern China they must include noodles, in their dinner, and then it's on New Year's Day. Yeah, we need to wake up early and then set a firecrackers. Because people are how to say, people are proud of being the earliest ones to set up firecrackers to let others know. Yeah, we get.
Is that loud? Is it loud when the firecrackers?
Yeah, very loud. Yeah.
It must wake up lots of babies.
Yes. um, yeah, and on that day, children usually dress up in our traditional Chinese costumes. Yeah, and they get lucky money from their parents and their parents and grandparents, and then they'll just visit and greeting their relatives and friends. I mean, our relatives and friends, and we usually greeting them by saying Happy New Year, or like in Southern China, they greeting others by saying 恭喜发财. That means wish you wish you good wealth. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, before I came to Canada. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's so full of lots of different aspects, and thank you for sharing that. That food sounds very delicious as well. It's making me hungry. Thank you. And Hwashan, I'm gonna can you unmute yourself now, please? Is there anything you'd like to say about the lunar, like how to celebrate the New Year?
Yeah, Lunar New Year. My family go to my friend home as cooking food, cooking food, seafood, and steam dumpling.
Dumplings, yum.
Yeah.
And so, did you
chicken and fish? Give for children money, many. Yeah,
give the
money.
children money? Yeah.
Yeah, and children costumes, red costumes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's some similarities with what Nana was saying with the giving children the money and dressing up in costumes.
Yeah, red umbrella, put money. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. So obviously, this year is very different with COVID-19, and especially this past month, we've been not only dealing with physical distancing, but there's been lockdown orders, stay-at-home orders.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask everyone now in this year, how did you find a way to celebrate given the nature of the pandemic and given COVID-19?
Oh yes, for sure. Because first of all, like we didn't have the community gathering like at our community center, which we always have. So all the Tibetan people, like most of the Tibetan people, I would say, they would gather on the first and third day at our community center. And this year there was nothing, and plus we couldn't go to any monasteries. And I personally, like I said before, like I have a lot of relatives in Toronto, and we were not. Me and my family were not able to go to visit any of my relatives to offer. So it was like phone call and video calls and leaving a video message, which helped a lot. So we have a huge WhatsApp group of all our my relatives. So all the families left video messages there so that they could see. Yeah. And me and my dad's place, like we live close by, and we were in the same bubble. So I did go to my dad's place. Like I spent the whole day at my dad's place during the first day. And yes, so there was no visits to friends or relatives, and it was all family, I would say. This Losar was all about family. Yeah.
Nana, and maybe you could share how was your celebration impacted by COVID-19? How were things different this year?
In Canada before COVID, we usually had a New Year party. Yeah. And with other two other families here in Toronto, and we exchange presents, and give out lucky money, prepare food together. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, we take turns every year, yeah, to host the party, and yeah, during the party, yeah, and the kids, yeah, kids play, and our, I mean, parents can chat and watch TV very late at night, yeah. But this year, yeah, we can't gather together. So yeah, we just celebrate it by ourselves. Yeah, we greet each other virtually. Yeah, I mean, through WeChat video calls. And we also, but the good thing is we can still exchange presents. Yeah, we buy hanging the presents, in front of their, I mean, outside their front doors. Yeah, and let them know, just, yeah, this yeah, this is the good thing. Yeah, actually, yeah, we just celebrate by ourselves. Yeah,
That's great. I mean, it's really nice to be able to still share the food and presents. So you're
yeah,
still able to celebrate in that way. My next door neighbors, they're Chinese, and they brought me dumplings twice this past weekend, and they were so yummy. So the neighbor told me she made so many dumplings. Normally she would be feeding so many family members, and this year, because the people couldn't visit, she decided to give them to all of the neighbors, which was really nice too. But that's really great that you're able to share that way. Leaving video messages or WhatsApp or Facebook. Were you able to connect with your family and friends using social media as well?
yeah.
Yeah. Did you were you able to connect with your family from back in China as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. On New Year's Day, yeah. About I think it's in the morning, about 7 o'clock. I think they have already get up. So yeah, we make video calls. Yeah, we make video calls with our parents and my parents-in-law. Yeah, the children. Yes, say Happy New Year to them.
So you still have that connection with your family, even though it's not in person. You're still able to connect with them virtually. And I see, Sering, you're nodding as well, so you're able to make that connection too. So the next question I wanted to ask everyone, so I think you did a really great. It was really nice to hear you share how you celebrated this Lunar New Year, Losar, before COVID and then now during COVID. I wanted to ask about what this holiday means to you. I know when we talk about celebrations, we often talk about the fun things like presents and food and dancing and those areas, but I wanted to know what this celebration means to you, and if that meaning changed
So
at
the
all
question was,
this year
did it change anything
because of COVID? Like if you
on
thought about it
perspective?
any differently than you would Yeah, have like how you thought feel about it about the before. holiday, or what the
Not
holiday means
really,
to you.
honestly. Like the Losar. Now we've been in this COVID situation for some time,
one of the most
and you get used to it, right?
for Tibetans,
we've been locked down for a very long time,
most important,
and you get used to it. It was a little uncomfortable that you couldn't meet your friends and relatives.
It's very. I know it's
in
lunar
person, but
calendar,
and then
it's
your
New
video
Year and all
calls,
those things,
messages, and
other cultures
those
celebrate that
work
as well. But
quite
Tibetans
well, I
is
would
very
say.
interconnected
And
with religion. I don't think that's what makes it more important.
changed much
Thank
for
you.
us.
Thank you for sharing.
And
And Nana, is there anything you'd like to add to
like
what
Nana said,
Sering mentioned?
that
I mean,
it was
traditionally,
similar to what we
Chinese
do,
New
but
Year means,
it's more like we are connected to religion. That's only difference.
Have family
Cleaning the
reunion.
house, you'll see all the houses back home.
This year, even in
before
China,
those
people
all the houses are painted
are recommended
and
to stay
cleaned,
local,
and then
to
shopping and all
celebrate
those things.
the New Year.
All those were very similar. And firecrackers, like she mentioned. We do firecrackers
and
a day before the first day of Losar.
They stay home, have no fun place to
it's called
go
Gutub, that's
anymore,
celebration of
and
Gutub. So that day,
boring for them.
Tibetans, they drink
So
9 different kinds of soup.
Chinese New Year is a fun
That's why it's Gutub.
activity.
Gutub means 9.
I mean, for them,
9
they can
soups.
They can have
So it's a culture.
lucky money.
That's
they
a day
can
before
do
this thing Losar.
some New Year crafts.
And that day,
and also have
all
they
the
can watch.
kids,
We watch
do the firecracker thing and all those things back These days, I don't think they do it anymore because of all the pollution and all the stuff. But yeah, back then, like when I was young, we used to do that.
Yeah, it's
because like most of the things are quite similar, to be honest. The way we celebrate. It's just that the religious part, which that's that's only different between how other cultures celebrate and how Tibetans celebrate.
It's and also we get connected with friends and relatives.
Sounds like it's a nice opportunity to connect with everyone. It's a nice reason to kind of an opportunity to message people in your community and in your family to connect with them. So like you said, it is something exciting to do during, COVID as well. Like it's nice to have something to look forward to, like like the celebration and the holiday. And I liked what you mentioned about activities for the children, like crafts and activities like that. That's really nice as well. Thank you for sharing that. Huashun, basically, how does the Lunar New Year feel for you this year? Did you feel differently about your celebration this year compared to past years? So how do you feel right now about how you celebrated during COVID?
Celebrate greeting you using the WeChat.
Sorry?
Greeting using WeChat. Chatting, only chatting. No see,
Only chatting online, you mean? Yeah,
only online.
Right. And how do you think your children felt about the celebration this year? How was your son? Your son?
Yeah, my son. Cake and toy. or online buy toy. Yeah.
So he was happy to get toys.
Toy and draw the dragon.
Oh, great! Drawing the dragon.
Yeah.
Every year has a zodiac animal, and this year is the year of the ox. And I wondered if that had any impact in your celebration, and also how you are looking forward to this upcoming year. Maybe Nana, could you speak at all about that?
My mom told me, 2020 is the year of mouse. She told me, the zodiac of mouse is bad. That's why so many bad things happened in 2020. But I think the year of ox. The ox, just like the bull. It means strength. Means maybe good fortune, good wealth, and strength. And also the children who are born in the year of ox, they are hardworking.
Well, that's good. All good things. So hopefully 2021 will bring us much better fortune than last year for everyone. Do you have any suggestions or any tips for other communities who are going to be celebrating holidays during COVID? So for example, there's going to be Easter coming up and other holidays. For other communities, do you have any suggestions of things that you found was helpful for you this year celebrating during COVID that you would like to share with any other community?
I guess like video calls, social media, I would say. And I believe like after a few months, like it's going to ease out the restrictions. So hopefully like by middle of this year or during summer, late summer, maybe we could get the vaccines and then like we could have more human interaction, to be honest. Besides that, like if there's still lockdown, I would say video calls and video messages, those works as charm, honestly. Like it helps best to connect, I believe.
You did mention about how the Montessori that you would normally have gone into had Facebook situation, like Facebook events and things you could see through social media. Is there any other way that you found that you can connect with your community, not family members, but other people that normally you would have seen by going to public places, but now you're no longer able to do that right now? Have you found that there's any other way to connect with them, or have you found that that's kind of been lost due to the current climate?
I wouldn't say lost because there's always phone calls and messages and video calls, and plus you can join in live events and you can always comment, like have a conversation out there. Yeah, but I wouldn't say lost, but it was minimal for sure. Like it is always different. Like when you have human interaction instead of the social media, it does make a huge difference. But yeah, I mean, like you have to adapt, right? Like to the situation.
For sure.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't say lost. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
No problem.
And Nana, for you, is there any tips or ideas you think would be nice to share with other communities who are going to be celebrating holidays during COVID? Anything that you found really worked well for you this year?
Yeah, actually, there was one friend of mine. She lived in Mississauga, which is really far away from us, and usually they visit us. Yeah, every a New Year's Day. I mean, yeah, from sorry. I mean, before COVID-19. So my daughter is also a friend with their kid, and so I arranged a Zoom meeting. Yeah, it's about yeah. They talked about 1 hour. Yeah, I arranged Zoom meeting for the kids. Yeah. So yeah, they really enjoyed it. Yeah, they insisted we should have more. Yeah.
That's nice. So technology is really saving us right now. I mean, it's making this podcast possible. So for sure, we're very grateful. Yeah. And I liked your suggestion earlier about leaving food and gifts outside of people's door. So that's another way to connect as well, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. And Huashan, Nan, I also wanted to ask you, I'm not sure if you would have normally gone to community centers or religious temples, but or churches, did you find that there's a way for you to connect with people in your community in that sense, or is that something that
actually, yeah, because I'm not religious, so I don't go to those places. Yeah, I used to go to the library and the mall close to us very often, but yeah, since it's closed, so actually but I can still stay connected to others because I'm attending the link classes. Yeah, we have we have classes every weekdays, so I still can chat with our classmates and our teacher.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. And Huashan, for you, is there anything that you found worked really well this year to help you stay connected?
Yeah, my family go downtown last year. Go downtown, see local dragon and listen music. This year, no, only stay home. Yeah.
And were you able to connect with any of your friends or family by using your phone or by having video calls or anything like that?
Call my friend. Yeah, call my friend, greeting, and my mother, my father, and husband, father. Yeah.
That's good. It's good that you're able to call them and connect with them.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm just going to have one last question. Reflecting on this year, because hopefully next year will look very different, and we'll be able to be in person with more people to celebrate, and the celebrations will be more like you're used to in the past. But what is something that you're going to take away from this memory of this year that you're gonna, when you look back years from now to 2021 Losar or Lunar New Year, what is the main thing that you want to remember or take away from this experience?
Yes, yeah, for sure. Like that's like it won't be easy to forget. I would definitely say that, and it teaches us a lot of things. Like and we spent a lot more time with family, like which usually we wouldn't do, especially with our kids. And yeah, it has its pros and cons. As like there were some good things, like you could have more family time and get to know about things a lot more, like which you wouldn't normally, like and yeah, to be like there isn't like too many good things to remember, but like definitely there are a few things, and it's been hard during lockdown, especially, and for kids. But I would say like I talk with a lot of friends who have kids, and they would say the same thing. Like they have gone out for walks and more than like which they usually do, like during non-COVID times, and that's very true. Like I feel the same thing about myself as well. We go out for a walk, take our kids out, like playing in snow and all those things, and during summer as well. Like we did that much more than like with which we used to do before, and that's a fact. Like not just with my family, like with lots of family whom I speak with, and besides, yeah, it teaches a lot of things, and it teaches like how vulnerable we all are just because of one disease. Like everything is locked down, and yeah, something like that. Besides, it'll be something which we'll remember for a very long time, for sure.
I really like that. That was a good way of focusing on some positives, all that family time, quality time that you normally wouldn't have gone with your children.
True, that's true.
Teaching you all these things to take for not to take for granted.
Exactly.
I like that. Thank you. And Nana, is that anything you agree with or anything you want to add? When you look back years from now on this year, what is something that you think you're going to remember and take away from your experience celebrating the Lunar New Year during a COVID-19?
I think I just a few days ago I had a talk with my daughter. Yeah, and she said she said because I told her I have ever I use I saved a kid, a drowning kid, before she's so sad. She's so sad that she said, "Oh, I have never saved anybody." Yeah, I told him, yeah, you have by staying home, don't get COVID. Yeah, you have yeah. So you don't spread the virus. You have saved thousands of lives. Yeah. Oh yeah. So she agreed a lot, and she I mean this is gonna be written in history. I mean it's
absolutely, yeah.
There's a lot we need to remember.
I really like that too. When you look back on this time years from now, you're going to remember what you told your daughter, that by staying home and not seeing people in person, you were able to save lives. You were able to help stop the spread. And I think that's really beautiful to focus on it that way. So rather than thinking about our individual experience, remembering the impact, the positive impact your actions are having. That's great. Thank you, Nana. Hua-Shun, so same question for you.
I wanna COVID-19 pass by correctly.
Hopefully, it passes by quickly.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, I really, really appreciate the time that you provided. Anyways, I just wanted to thank you so much. If there is anything that you think of, any questions you have, please, you can always email me or call me. It was so nice to hear about your experiences. I I feel so full right now of happiness from hearing about this. So thank you very much. Yeah. Happy New Year. And wishing you all a very safe, stay safe, healthy, and prosperous New Year. Bye.
Thank you for this opportunity. Bye.
Bye.